What does it really mean to walk your own path? Does it mean you need to be that weird guy that wears scuba flippers and a football hat and a tutu and walks down the street backwards singing Beatles songs? I mean, obviously that's not what everybody does. Or does it mean that you need to be that grouchy guy that just disagrees with absolutely everything somebody says and says, no, 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 that's not how it is because I think this way, so it has to be my way? You know, sometimes it feels like you're both of those when you are walking your own path, but that's not what it is. Walking your own path means making your own decisions. Oftentimes in this world, it just doesn't seem like we get to do that as much as what we would like because we don't allow ourselves. We've all seen the sci-fi movies with all the people walking around and they're all wearing the same uniform and doing exactly what they're told and going to their little groups. And we go, wow, that's really Orwellian. I'm sure glad I don't live someplace like that. However, I believe we somewhat do. Look around you. People spend millions of dollars on shit that they don't need, stuff that they don't want, just because they think it's cool. Or they do things because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get married and have the little white picket house fence and beautiful house. And you know what? If that's your path, good for you. But don't feel you got to do it because that's what everyone says. Let me give you a good example from my life. I never went to college. Now, I've had hundreds of people tell me, you're never going to amount to anything because you've got to go to college, you've got to get a job, you've got to be a cog in this machine, and you've got to do this. Well, that's not my path. I would be an intensely unhappy person being a cog in a machine. I have tried it. I don't like it. I'm actually not very good at it. However, I was able to start a very, very lucrative career. I did very well for myself and for my family. I wouldn't say I'm the richest person that graduated from my class. There was only 42 of us, I think, and some of them probably have done better than me. But I've done as well as any of the kids that took the path that I was supposed to take and go to college. But I've had a life that's been fulfilling. It's been joyful for me. It's been very challenging. And it would not have been had I followed the career path that everyone said, this is what you need to do. This is the only way it's going to go. I lived up to my potential without having to follow everybody else's dreams. Following your own path does not mean you need to be contrarian to everything also. That's another big misconception. I follow my own path. That does not mean when I walk out of this room, I'm going to walk on my hands because everybody else walks on their feet. Obviously walking on your feet is a far more efficient way to walk than walking on your hands, and I'm really not in that good a shape anymore. I could probably walk half a step on my hands before I fell down and hurt something, me mostly. So just because I'm walking my own path does not mean that everything everybody else does is wrong. It just means that I follow my heart. I have to follow what's right for me, not what's right for society or what's right for possibly what someone else wants me to do, or right because as my parents say, hey, this is what we want you to do, and I say that I have very supportive parents, so I'm just making an example, but it's more than that. And if you're not walking your own path, there are several things that you just cannot do. You never get to where you want to be in life. It's very tough to achieve your goals when you're walking somebody else's path. Deep down inside your heart, you know what your goals are. You know what your dreams are. You know what you want to be. But if you're following what everybody else is doing, you're following someone else's dream. You're helping someone else maybe get their dream. Really look inside. Figure out what do you want? What do you want to achieve? How are you going to help other people? How are you going to become a better person? Are you going to become a better person by following this path or that path or doing exactly what Theron Overcast says? Maybe, but you need to do what's right for you, not what I'm telling you to do, not what someone else is telling you to do. You need to really look inside and see exactly what it is. That's how you follow your dreams. And you can't live up to your true potential. I mean, all of us, everyone in the world has an immense amount of potential locked up inside them. You can't get there by doing everybody else's stuff. You can't get there by following the crowd. You You might make a great lawyer. Who knows? But that might not be what you want to do. You might want to go start a restaurant somewhere. And maybe you won't make as much money. Maybe you will. Who knows? But at the end of the day, how much money would you trade for happiness? How much money would you trade for happiness if that's all it was? Like I say, there's plenty of rich people that are absolutely miserable. But you need to follow your own path. That is the secret to it. The other problem with not following your own path is it really makes you feel like you're in a rut. It genuinely makes you feel like you're just living day to day, surviving. You're not living. I want you to live. I want to live. I don't want to just drudge through life going, oh, golly, I just need to do this every day because this is what everybody says I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be happy now. That's what they say. I don't fit in that mold very well. Most people I know don't fit in that mold very well. But most people I know follow that mold. They decide they gotta do this. So, the next time you have any decision to do in life, sit down. Look at every path presented to you. See how it fits into your goals. See how it fits into your dreams. See how you can make it work for you. Now, I don't mean you need to be selfish. I mean, good Lord, you need to keep your family in mind at all times, and you need to do what's right. You need to do everything that's moral and just for your family. But sit down with your spouse, your significant other, and sit down and say, what's our dreams? If we do what we truly want to do, where could we really go in this world? And keep that in mind. Where could you really go if you were able to break the mold and live a life less ordinary? Where could you accomplish and what could you do? Just remember to walk your own path.